All right, let's get this final inning of Tuesday, January 17th, started in just the right way, because it's my pleasure now to welcome back to the stage, or maybe the first time we introduced him at the head table. Please give a warm BC Natural Resources welcome to Mr. Matthew McClaren, Assistant Vice President of Safety at CN.
Getting 300 million tons of freight to market and powering sustainable growth for the North American economy, that takes a lot. It takes partnerships, communities, collaboration, a strong footprint, and a commitment to reducing it. It takes a vision and care for one another. It takes all of us together into the future.
All right, thank you. Again, I'm Matt McClaren. I'm the Assistant Vice President for Safety at CN Railroad. I'd like to first acknowledge that we're gathered here today on the traditional, ancestral, and unceded territory of the Cleet Litani. And I want to thank you for the opportunity to gather here today on this precious ground. CN is a very, very, very proud sponsor of BC Natural Resources, and we'll plan to continue this going forward. It's amazing what you all have done over the last few years to make this event even more attractive to other resource groups. You know, coming back to Prince George, I was here in mechanical, and then back here today for this now in safety, and spending a lot of time with you all. Even the times that you've been able to come to our event in booth 28, like it's the positive energy that emits as you communicate to us and want to share your experiences. It's amazing. You all don't maybe realize what you have here, but the passion that you have for the people that you represent, for the communities that you're here for, and for the resources that you move is just, it emits in everything you speak of. And I just want to share that I'm as passionate, and CN is as passionate to move your products and move them safely to the communities that we operate through. So thank you for that warm welcome. To talk about what we have for a footprint here in British Columbia. So we have over 2,700 people that are part of our CN family members that work here in the communities that you represent, and the organizations that you're here from across BC. In fact, about 1,100 of those 2,700 are here right here in the northern part of BC. So we are part of the communities. And look, safety is a core value that we have here at CN. It's our ambition to be the safest railroad in North America. We want to foster a culture of a commitment, and we're on track to become that safest railroad in North America. We aspire to zero. That's zero serious injuries, zero fatalities, zero harm, and zero harm to the environment and the communities that we operate through. Again, we do that through technology, through training, through leadership. And again, it's a shared responsibility. We partner with many shippers and receivers, provide lots of training to make sure that as you all want, to go home every day unscathed, exactly like you came. So to do that, again, we have to do it together. CN's been in the area for over 100 years. I'm confident we'll be here for more than 100 years to go. And I really feel that doing what we do together, our future is very bright. But remember, together, we're a partnership in what we do to move the economy. So to start, I'll dig into a little bit of what we're here for today. So our purpose. So we move essential goods to market. We power the economy. We use technology to enhance what we do for safe movement of goods. We have a significant community outreach and partnership. We significantly train responders across North America, first responders, and the people in the communities on dangerous goods and response. And we also have a significant community partnership and sponsorship even in this area. So I want to kind of unpack who we are. So to kind of level set, as you can see on the screen, we've got a pretty vast network. So 3 coasts, West, the Pacific, the Atlantic, and the Gulf of Mexico, and many, many, many places in between with your consumers. So to do that, we have over 20,000 miles of track. Now, track doesn't take care of itself, so we have over 25,000 of our CN family members that are really embedded in all the communities that you're from. They're CN employees all across North America. So really, we are part of the community. We originate about 500 train starts a day. That's brand new trains that operate across our network. We provide and move about 15,650 average brand new shipments. So that's moving your goods to market. And to do that, we have about between 100 and 120,000 rail cars on our network at any given time to move those goods. And to move them safely, we also have to have locomotives. So we have over 1,557, I believe, high horsepower locomotives and a good 600 or 700 more that are low horsepower in yard and local environments. So to do that, we need those 25,000 people to ensure that our infrastructure is established and set up in a form that we can move your product safely. And again, I see my mechanical team down here. So again, they're really a big footprint here in Prince George with locomotive repairs and car repairs. So that's a big part of what we do, ensure our cars are safe. Again, we're a world-class transportation and logistics company. We sustainably generate value for everyone that we serve. We've got a pretty good network, pretty proud of that. So a three-coast reach, along with lots of interchange partners to get those rail cars or your products all across North America. So in layman's terms, I'll just say, think about this. So a railroad. So if you eat it, if you drive it, we're probably moving it, all right? So we're a big essential part of what it is that we do to sustain living in North America. And we want to do it safely. So here's just a few slides on the technology that we've implemented over the last few years. We use predictive analytics to really monitor our network live, to look for reasons or issues maybe with rail cars or track that we have out on the territory before they fail. Some of that advanced technology we have is like autonomous track inspection. So we have rail cars that ride on on trains at track speed that actually take in millions and millions of data points a day to look for what our infrastructure is doing in the field. We also use automated inspection portals. So those are locations that we actually have trains that run through at 60 miles an hour. There's hundreds of cameras and really high intense lights that are shined at the rail cars that are going through there at 60 miles an hour. And we can take really small measurements of items and some things that we can't even see through the human eye when we do our inspections without getting underneath and on the equipment. So it's some of the technology there, over 100 plus automatic algorithms that are established to really identify defects on rail cars before they fail. We also are a detector network, so we monitor rail cars that operate across our network with around 2,800 wayside detectors that detect heat on wheels, on bearings, and there's the technology we use isn't just to look for heat right away and then stop a train. There's a lot of proactive approaches that we have for that. Some of the emerging technology we use is acoustic bearing detectors, which actually listens to the sound of bearings as they traverse a territory. We also have some technology called electronic track authority verification. So when our employees are on the track and they have a certain territory that they can operate on, it will notify them when they get close to the end of that territory so that they don't exceed that and then get themselves in kind of an unsafe condition. We're working on improving our train control systems to ensure trains stop at locations that they are supposed to. And then lastly, over the last couple of years, we've actually rolled out a near miss and hazard inspection notification application. So essentially all of our employees have tablets or tough books, and when they're in the field live, if there's a hazard that they identified or even a near miss, they can report those directly to us, and it creates a log so that we can rectify that issue very quickly. So, talking about the ATIP, so the Autonomous Track Inspection Program, so we have 11. I'll say that we have the most, besides the technology that's the most advanced, we have the most comprehensive suite of inspection cars. So we have essentially 11 of them. It's like a rolling laboratory. We're looking for many, many things. We test about 1 million miles a year across our network. So we just added our 11th one that will really focus on the branch lines or non-main areas. It gets smarter, so it's optical, it's radar, it's ground penetrating. It also runs a LiDAR, so we can actually look and see at the environment as it changes. If rocks particularly would shift, or there's maybe water in the right-of-way that shouldn't be there, we can help identify if there's any issues with culverts or water that's built up. So we use this technology, and it's millions and millions of data points a day to really inspect our tracks. In fact, on the areas that we run these, again, 1 million miles a year, which is about 40 cycles on average. Before, on that same territory, we would run, a person would be on a geometry test car, and we would be lucky to get about 2.5 trips per year on that same track. So again, we're about 40 to 50 now, whereas before we were about 2.5 trips on average across our network. So a significant amount of inspections in advance of what we were doing before. Some of the items that it does, check track geometry, rail profile, rail cant, tie conditions, and also the rail joint integrity. I mentioned about the automated inspection portals. Some of the things that it does at 60 miles an hour, like we use high intense light, and we can even measure components that are missing. So some of those components they can't see. So we have algorithms built up so that we can even measure shadows. So the things that the video or the cameras can't see, we're measuring shadows on the opposite side. So therefore, if there's a shadow missing, we have to assume that a bolt head, like on a draft gear on a rail car, would be missing, and we can stop and set that up proactively. Again, this technology, we've been able to identify over 1,000 critical car defects using that technology, and actually spend more time repairing rail cars than we can inspecting. So still inspect, but again, that technology is there for us to make our rail cars more safe. Next, our detector network. So I'll say this with confidence that CN has the most robust wayside detection network in the industry. And if you see the pyramid, you'll see that it has on the bottom acoustic bearing detectors. Then we use algorithms or trending. So we have a back office that takes all these data points in and looks for issues on rail cars, a bearing that may be telling a story if it heats up and cools down, but not over a threshold. And then lastly, when one does exceed a temperature, we can make arrangements to set it out. But the goal is to identify these issues proactively so that we can make those arrangements prior to. So our acoustic bearing detector network, that is basically, we have 8 right now. We'll have a total of 15 here in the next couple months. What we can do is actually listen to an acoustic signature on bearings before they fail. So before, we would wait for a bearing that would maybe fail, we would stop and then disrupt a supply chain by setting out your products with a car to get fixed. Where now we can allow us to see a car 3 to 6 months before it will actually fully fail. So we can continue that car to destination to unload your product and then repair it on the trip back as an empty and make it planned. Again, we do have the most robust network for detectors for rail cars. Now I'll move over to our community outreach. So I'm pretty excited. Last year, or 2 years ago, we had this vision of building a fire suppression or prevention train. Some of the team members on table whatever table, 4, actually were a part of this when I was mechanical to actually produce this. So you all can thank them for being able to help provide a tool that can be used to foam and spray. You can see some of the pictures there. It's amazing. We actually have the Poseidon has been deployed hundreds of times last year. We produced 2 more that will be in service for this spring. That's the Trident and the Neptune. So we've taken a proof of concept and made it even better for the future. This year we were able to help out BC Forestry to get water even to remote locations. On the outreach side, we spend a significant amount of time training our dangerous goods team trains. I've got 2 members here today. We've actually trained around 130,000 first responders across North America at about 6,300 events. So we have a significant time that we spent in the field training our first responders on these events. We do about 4,500 per year, and we use, we've got some tools built up that we use. We've got a rail car that has all the different types of housings on it, and we also have, we're expanding that to have a couple of those more this year, and then we've got some training trailers. So all of you, your community leaders out there, if you have a need for training, I know it's winter and there's not a lot of outside activities that we plan and we want to do, but we can come straight to your firehouse with a training trailer, just like you saw outside, and simulate those events and train our teams in the firehouses even right now. One of the ways that we also enhanced this year, we've actually been able to produce the only railroad-ran training facility. We built one in Winnipeg, Manitoba, and then also Chicago, Illinois. And we have every type of tank car. We simulate leaks and also vapors, also with live fire events that we can use to make sure that our first responders are trained. I believe I'm running out of time because my colors are turning here, so I'm going to have to expedite myself. We do have dangerous goods officers, so we have about 17 strategically located across our network with specialized training and the equipment needed to respond. And we also have environmental teams also that has specialized response and equipment ready. So again, we're here, we're a partner. And lastly, I've got 15 seconds. So I want to share with you Ask Rail. So you community leaders or fire chiefs, if you can, stop by the booth 28. If not, get your phone out and take a picture of the QR code on here, which is Ask Rail. So it's an application developed to ensure that our teams, first responders, can actually respond to events and see what's on a train just by having one rail car number of the locomotive. We've done some amazing drills over the last year. Last 5 years, we've done about 5. Largest one at Skeena. In the last year, you'll see us on social media here. I saw a post yesterday for that event. And we also, lastly, big partnership. So we've donated around $1 million every year to different areas in the community in BC, and we continue to evolve. And if you have opportunities out there, please get with Tyler and see what we can do to have a better partnership. I think I've exceeded my time. So thank you again for your time today.
I was going to say 2 more minutes. All in favor of 2 more minutes for Matthew? 2 minutes? Yes, unanimous. Okay.
All right, I'm going to have to back up a few slides.
Thank you.
Uh-oh.
Never mind the red light.
No, that's okay. It was flashing at me too. I don't know, between the bells and the flashing, I don't know. Yeah. All right, so back to the Ask Rail. Again, it's an app. It's a free app for all of the municipalities. You've got free access to use the app and also be able to get the contact information for the shippers and receivers so that you're able to adequately help out in those situations. And then back to the environmental spill that we've done, the exercise. The largest one, again, was on the Skeena. We've done about 5 of these, and we still have plans even for this year to do another one in 2024. But that brings all of the parties together to ensure that we can adequately, through a partnership, ensure that we can adequately respond to the time if there is a need for oil spills and such from a derailment. Again, back to the sponsorship. over $1 million a year that we donate. You can see the examples here. The Pacific Salmon Foundation. This last year, we were able to help out the Fort St. James Search and Rescue Society. And again, there's opportunities out there for other groups. So please, if you have those needs, Tyler Bennick is here at table 5 and also at booth 28. We can work together and see what opportunities there are to be out there together. And again, I really believe that all of our future is bright, but it's bright because we can do this together. So this event has been amazing to bring so many things to light and really collaborate together and all being on the same page to be successful together. That's my final. Thank you. Thank you. Yep.
Oh, so sorry. Come on, you can do better. Hang on, buddy. We need a photo. And I want to thank you on behalf of all of us here at BC Natural Resources Forum for a fabulous presentation. And you really covered off the last 2 minutes. I thought, great. Jason's going to come and take a photo. And if you want any other colleagues, your team, come on up.
Thank you.
All righty. Thanks so much. And thank you to CN for being one of the key sponsors of BC Natural Resources, I think, for 21 years. How many CN people does it take to run a multi-global rail? All righty. Well, come on up. You're all welcome here at BC Natural Resources Forum. All right. Wow. This looks like a group that travels with a minister. This is great. Can you get them all into the photo? All right, Jason in the middle there is going to ask you all to squeeze in, get comfortable, be safe though. Yeah, don't squeeze, don't over squeeze. That's it. All right, CN. Yes. Thank you all. Hey, Your Worship. What? The mayor wants a photo? Wait a second. Who's running this conference? Is the mayor of Prince George? Has he got any pull around here? Get up there with Matthew. We love you, buddy. Thanks once again, CN, fabulous supporter of BC Natural Resources and rail safety across North America. Oh my goodness, it's like they've got fans all over the... If you don't get off stage now, buddy, there will be three or four others.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, CN, Friends of Natural Resource Transportation, for a long, long time now, that's for sure.